This video will demonstrate doing a single crochet stitch, but working only in the front loop of the single crochets. That will change your texture of your single crochet pretty significantly. It's the same old stitch, but with a new spin on it. So I'll show you how to create that. I've started with a foundation row of single crochets, and I've got 10 here just to show you how. To begin a row, we'll do the same thing like we would any other time. We would chain 1 before beginning and begin to work our single crochets. Now for a regular single crochet, this stitch here is where you'd want to work. Right through the center, you've got 2 strands creating the top V of your stitch. That's how we'd create a regular single crochet. For this texture, we're only going to work under the front loop of that V, and we're going to single crochet there. So we'll just pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through. And we're going to continue that across, but just remember not to go under both strands of the stitch, just the front one. And alternatively, you can work stitches into the back loop only. It creates a similar texture, but as you move along, you're just building your single crochets, but only into that front loop. And when we turn, you'll see the result of that. Kind of creates an extra bit of visual texture by adding an extra horizontal line across your work. Once you're at the end of that row, you can chain 1, turn, and work across the row one more time, just into that front loop only. Sometimes you'll see this abbreviated as FLO after your single crochet abbreviation, meaning front loop only. And if the pattern calls for working the back loop only, you'll see that as BLO in a pattern. Just our simple single crochet stitch, just working the placement a little bit differently, and it creates a pretty huge impact. So now that we've done a couple of rows, you can see you're adding just a little more visual interest by placing those stitches separately. You're kind of adding this horizontal bar of texture across your work, and that exists on opposite rows as you're turning your work. So every other row on whatever you consider your right side is going to have that extra textural element when you're working this stitch.